It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview the Marcy Hills Lions head swimming coach, Coach Sara Duarte. How are you doing today?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Can you talk about how you knew that you wanted to get started in coaching and college swimming?
Let's start from the beginning. So I have been in the swimming world a long time. I started swimming since I was very little. I was swimmer for my club, and I am actually from Bogota, Colombia. And I ended up in a little club. Then I started moving up to representing my city and then my country. And so, swimming has been there all my life. And then I got the opportunity to come to swim at college level in America, in Emmanuel College in Georgia. So it's just like it's been there. It's been in all my stages in life. When I was a swimmer in Emmanuel, I had the opportunity to start coaching little kids after our practices. Like a side job that I was having. I was coaching some high schoolers, and then I would help like some little kids to start learning how to swim, and it just like make me so happy to be able to to teach and to like help them to be better swimmers. I also help some of the community. It was like older people to start swimming, and it just made me so it fulfilled me to be able to help people to learn how to swim or to be competitive. And through all of that, it's just like helped me to be better swimmer. I guess the best way for me to learn about little technique details is like watching other people or watching myself in videos. So the more I was helping other ones outside of the water, it was helping me inside of the water. So I just love it so much. And then I got the opportunity to be an assistant coach right there in Emmanuel College when I graduated. And I think that's when I fall in love with coaching, because it was so nice to see it from both sides, inside and outside of the water. And just the fact that is my passion. Like I don't think I can live without swimming, the swimming world in general. And it just ended up like that. And from there I went in other positions, and now I'm here.
What was that like getting to compete in college, going to Emmanuel to compete in swimming?
Sorry, one more time.
What was that like getting to go to college to compete in swimming at Emmanuel?
It was so nice. I came to college when I just turned 17. I was very little. And of course, I was an international swimming, just learning my English. I was getting better at English. So it was a really big challenge in my life. I had parents that are really, really awesome, and they want the best for me, and they push me to follow those goals. Of course, you have the opportunity to stay in your country, very comfortable, swimming with the same people, swimming with your own coach, or come to America and do your career plus swimming in a bigger level. So I think that was my biggest challenge in life, I guess, coming to America by myself and going to a D2 level. Emmanuel is just like my home here in America. I love Emmanuel. I love everyone in the community, the professors, the coach. My coach has become basically my mentor, my dad. And it's just like that relationship that I could build there. Just swimming for them was an honor and a privilege that I think everyone should feel that feeling at some point in their life.
As a swimmer in college, what was that like being an international swimmer and competing on the collegiate level?
It's really different. In my country, in Colombia, we swim long course meter mostly. We do have some short course, but every like meet is in long course meter. Here coming to a short course jars, and especially me, I was a long distance and IMer. It was just so much turns. It was really big transition for me, but I think with my coach, he helped me so much to get into that transition better. And every summer he will also like, keep in track with me, because I will go to my country and swim again in long course and representing my city and my country. So that's the both worlds that an international swimmer could have, be here in like a short yards pool and then go there, and it's just like to swim forever the long course. And yeah, I just love it to swim in America. I just have best experience. I mean, the swimming world in America is so big, and I think that's what I like the most. Mm-hmm.
What was that experience like, getting to put on that collegiate swim cap and represent Emmanuel?
It's an honor. I remember my first swim meet here in America. It was the second day I arrived, because I arrived on January to start my college career. I was a little late than everyone because of my visa situation and everything. And my meet was right the next day I arrived. So I remember it was just me getting to know the team in the bus. It was like so much going on. I was little, I was afraid and nervous, and all the emotions came through my head. But yeah, it was just an honor to put that cap every time I was in the vlogs. I felt that I was, it's the proud moment. I'm representing my school. I'm a Lion. So, and I think I always tell my professors, I have a great relationship with some of them, and I still talk to my coach almost every week. And I tell them, once a Lion, always a Lion. I just love it. Yeah.
What was your experience like, getting to compete collegiately, but also getting to compete internationally too?
I guess it's just like a responsibility, because you have so many things going on. Of course, you're a student athlete. You have to study and go through your college as a normal student, and then also swimming. Plus, you need to keep track of what is going on in your country, what is going on at nationals. If you have to go in January, if you have to go in the summer, if you have to travel in the middle of the semester and compete. It's just like having a great communication with your coaches, not just here, but also in your country. It's just like all the effort that I do is not just me as a swimmer, it's my coaches behind me, my family, having me to travel everywhere. It's just like a lot of good structure and organization, not in a swimming point of view, because I was practicing here for the meets here as well, but also like my parents kind of like, organizing everything. If they are in one city and they need to meet me in another city when I was, traveling, it's just like so much going on, but I have great, company. My coach here, he was really, really nice. Coach Allen, he was like organizing not just the practices here, but also helping me to be in my best shape to go to Colombia, or to, to represent what I have to do over there too.
Of course, what was that transition like, from going from being a collegiate athlete to getting into college coaching and coaching at your alma mater of Emmanuel?
Well, it was challenging. I guess you're so used to being in the water, you're used to do all of the things as a swimmer, that first year is just a big challenge. Is also having your teammates being your swimmers. So that's also a big step. I was really lucky, and I'm super thankful with my teammates and swimmers, because they all like, respect me so much, and they were so nice by, that transition for me. So we were still like friends and everything, but they knew that in the pool I was an assistant coach, but also coach was a great mentor, and I still have him as one of my mentors here in my job.
How was that feeling like, transitioning from being in the pool to then being on the pool deck and getting to coach your teammates?
I think was nice. The fact that they knew how I was as a swimmer. I think they also respected me outside of the pool. We had that relationship and that trust that they could talk to me about what was going on. If there was something like, they say, okay, maybe she can help us, being just also our friend. Can you help us with technique? And, they knew my strengths and weaknesses, and I think they went from there. And that helped me to help them. It's kind of tricky how to explain it, but it's just like, it could be hard, but just I was putting from my part, and my swimmers were putting from their own as well to help me be better, because they knew I was learning. They knew it was my first time as a coach, a big coach. So it was just nice. I think it was easier for me. Maybe for other people might not be, but I had great swimmers, teammates. Yeah.
What was that transition like from going from Emmanuel to then Carson Newman to become an assistant coach there?
So, well, at Emmanuel, we didn't have graduate programs. And, well, the next thing for me was to do my master's. So I was looking for like a graduate program. And I was really, really thankful that Coach Jordan Taylor got me the option to be a graduate assistant. I did my MBA in marketing at Carson Newman, and then I coached for them. Same thing, I have a great relationship with Jordan, and he was just awesome. I was like, like, you have a sprint coach, a mid-distance coach, all of these. I was right next to him all the time. I was like his little assistant helping him, and I was learning so much from him. Yeah.
What were some of the things that you accomplished during your time as assistant coach at Carson Newman?
Well, that's a great question. So as you know, well, it's not like an individual accomplishment. I guess we're a team, we are all the same team, and we're all the same coaches that we help each other. I guess Carson Newman is really a strong team. They have great swimmers from all over the world, and they just know where they're going for. They train really hard. I think one of the biggest accomplishments as a team is like our nationals qualifiers, how much swimmers we get to nationals. My first season at Carson Newman, it was at all the COVID situation, so there was not really swimmers. We took, I think, between 8 and 10. And then my second season, we took like 20 something. We had a lot of relay swimmers. They did great. The girls were top 10. A lot of All-Americans, and I was so proud of them. I think with the lead of Coach Jordan, he took us where we have to go. We had and also we went to open water CICA nationals, so that also was really great. We got a lot of especially our boys were in the higher positions. Yeah.
As a coach, what was that transition like from going from being an assistant coach at Carson Newman and your alma mater to then getting that head coaching job at Marshall Hill?
At Marshall, yeah. So it could be challenging. I think at the start, I was a little scared, nervous, but I was very excited because I guess since I was here in America, I have been out of my comfortable zone so many times that I was like, okay, I need to take that challenge, and I can face it. And I have realized that coaching is a never-ending teaching, moment and learning experience. So yeah, I was like, I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna do my best, and I'm gonna keep learning from another perspective. Something that I'm happy is that I have Coach Jordan and Coach Gilchrist as my mentors. I have a great relationship with them, and they are there for me. If I have questions, I can call them, and they can teach me and lead me through those challenging situations. Of course, not always is great things. Is sometimes I need to work through struggles and inquiries that I have. Sometimes I don't know things, so I need to ask. I'm a pretty young coach, so just to go through those things and having that support, it is really nice.
What has that been like? Obviously, as you said, being a young coach and being a young head coach at that, and running a program.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, I can't hear you.
What has that been like? Obviously, being a young coach and being a young head coach at that, getting to run a program like Mars Hills.
Okay, well, it's just like, I guess everyone starts from somewhere, I got the opportunity to coach at 2 different schools in a really high level in NCAA Division II. And with those great coaches. At Carson Newman, there was other coaches that are from other parts of the world. There was another GH, he was from Russia. Jordan was from Scotland. I also have my coaches from Colombia that they taught me so many things. So all those perspectives helped me to put in practice in here in my own team, Mars Hill. What is the best thing of having my own team is that I can put in my team the great things I learned from them, but I also can put my own personal sign. I can make my team mine. I can have them and make as positive the experience for my swimmers as I can.
What was that feeling like when you got announced to become the next head coach?
It was exciting. Of course, I was a little nervous, and I didn't expect it, to be honest. But yeah, it was just excitement and that feeling that you want it, but you are like, it's gonna be a little hard, and it's a lot of responsibility. But I think you just need to get out there and try your best, and I think that's how you learn from that experiences.
Following your announcement to become the next head coach, what was that feeling like the first time you stepped on to that pool deck to become a head coach?
It was exciting. I remember the first time I stepped. I'm signing here because I'm in front of the pool. The first time I stepped here, it was in my interview when I was getting hired, and a few of the swimmers were at the pool, and like I got that feeling of like, oh, this is home. Like I really love this place. I learned a lot of the places around campus, and I just like it more and more every time. And I think there is a great community here in Mars Hill. There is so many people that help you, and they are so nice, and you feel welcome when you get to this school.
What does a typical swim meet look like for Mars Hill?
I guess it's like in every single other school. I think there is the 2 point of view, as a coach and as a swimmer. But if we talk in a swimmer's perspective, you have the dual meets, you have the mid-season and the conference, and then if you get to nationals, you go to nationals. We also have some open water meets for our open water swimmers. I guess it's just the normal ritual of a swimmer. You warm up, you compete all your events, and then you go to eat after that. From the coach perspective of view, you just need to be a couple of weeks ahead of everything and, organize everything, manage all the, everything, food, hotel, transportation, everything. Just our meets start a little before just by organizing things. If it is at home meet, you just need to make sure you have all the officials and all the equipment ready and everything. That communication with the other teams that are coming here to compete. And if you are going to a meet, you also need to work through all the logistics and make sure that communication keeps as well. During the meet, same, you're just coaching the warm-ups and try to, I know you don't fix details in the warm-up, but, like make everyone excited. Kind of get up the mood of everybody and, take that nerves away and, be there for them, support them. And after each race, kind of give feedback and try to help them to, okay, move on to the next one. If you did great, okay, good. If you didn't do as good, okay, we keep going, next one. And then just kind of be there for them. I guess like the little cushion of everyone and making everyone's emotions to be as good as I can, for the next races. Swimming is also really mental sport. You need to be, excited and not thinking about other things when you're competing. So that's also my job at the meets. But right after that, we do a little meeting together, talk about what happened, how it was, everything, and then go to it and come back to school.
What does a typical home meet look like at Mars Hill?
Usually we do have a bunch of meets here for our dual meets. Some double duels as well when you have more than one team. They usually come couple of hours earlier to warm up. We kind of like switch first our team, then another team. After we have like an open warm up, then everyone raise their events, and we have a couple of breaks the way they can warm up or warm down as well. And yeah, it looks like I guess every single school has the same lineup and things like that. Yeah.
What has that been like, obviously getting to coach in the Conference Carolina and getting to compete against those schools?
Excuse me, sorry.
What has it been like, obviously getting to coach against those conference teams in your conference of Conference Carolina and getting to compete against those schools?
So with Emmanuel, I was in Conference Carolinas. Here in Mars Hill, we are the SAC, the South Atlantic Conference. Our competitors are great. They are really high level. We have Wingate and Carson Newman and Leno Ryan. Those are really good schools. They go to nationals. They have a high level of swimming. Coaches are great, and they are very experienced coaches. So I think it's us getting there, it's building that strong foundation from swimmers. That way we can, get to that point. Of course, teams that are huge teams. So we need to start getting those foundations to be at that level. We are right there right now. We're working really hard. And I think through the years, if we keep working how we're doing, we're going to get there.
Who are some of the teams that are in your conference that you compete against each week?
Our conference is Wingate, Carson Newman, Leno Ryan, Emory and Henry, and Catawba, and Mars Hill. We do have a lot of dual meets against Carson Newman, Emory and Henry. We're having some next year with Catawba. We compete a lot against Conference Carolina that is also right next to us. And they are a little bigger conference in terms of numbers of teams. They have Converse, they have UNC Pembroke, they have King, Liz McRae. There is so many teams around here. I think North Carolina and all this part of America is where most of the teams are located. That's where nationals are usually in this side. And I think it's just nice to have all these competitors and just make us swim better. It make us train harder to be better.
What is that like, obviously getting to compete against teams in the D2 and the D1 level?
Well, it is challenging and it's nice. As in every college, you have the teams that are better than you and the teams that are not as good as you, but that push us to our limits and push us to swim better and train harder and all of this. I think, of course, it's nice to win meets, but I think the meets that I like the most is the ones that we get challenged, that we need to compete harder, because swimming is a one-on-one sport. Swimming is like you against the clock. And sometimes, we didn't do good, but they broke their best time. They dropped 1 second, and that's how it counted. Yeah.
As a head coach, can you talk about, of course, the culture that you've built for the program?
So, a transition between coaches might be hard for swimmers. Of course, every coach have their own focus and their own values that they think they are the best for each one. For me, my biggest thing is discipline. There is a sentence, a little quote that my mom told me since I was very little, and it's like, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. And that's something that I have written in my board every single day. And that's something that I tell my swimmers every single time, that discipline is the key. If they want to get better, they need to work hard. I know sometimes we are not in our best mood, or there is ups and downs, but that's where you have to work the hardest, because that's how you improve. And when they have a great day or something exciting happen, they know they put their work, and I get so excited and so proud of them, because they realize that hard work pays off. And I think that's one of my things with the culture of the team, discipline and hard work. A lot of the swimmers all of my swimmers, they are so good at going through everything. If it is a hard practice, they work through that, and they do their best. And I am really proud of that, because that's what I want in a team, that they can work hard, and that even though they're struggling, they do their best. And I was a swimmer. I know it's hard, and there is sometimes that there is morning practices, and and you don't want to go. And there is sometimes that you are like just so tired, but those are the moments that you improve the most when you push through those times. Yeah.
What does that recruitment process look like for those prospective swimmers?
So what I really look in my recruits is the passion they have for swimming. Of course, a part of the times, you know, every coach in swimming, you see the times and the strokes you need to recruit, but you do have the numbers of swimmers that they want to come. So to select that kind of swimmers that I want in my team is the passion, the discipline that they show me. Of course, I build that relationship through like phone calls, visits, you know, Zoom calls. I think it's the key to have that trust and that relationship between the coach and the swimmer. And that starts since I meet them for the first time. The first email, that's our relationship is starting right there. So I can see it through the phone calls and everything, how much they really want to be here and how much they're trying. You know, sometimes you have the swimmers that email you every single week, coach, how is everything, coach? So that's what I like. I like that they want to be here.
Of course, when those prospective student athletes come on the official visit, what does it look like for those prospective swimmers?
So I think Marcel's done a great job with that. We have like a tour on campus that you guys, but the swimmers or any athlete, any student can come to see the whole campus. They go to class, they go to the different dorms. They learn everything. And I think it's really important when you are trying to pick your school that you see everything just because, you know, that's gonna be your home for 4 years. With my swimmers, what I try to do is after that tour, I bring them to my office to see the pool, to answer all the questions, because I can imagine all the parents and all the swimmers want to ask, you know, about the practice and about the everything. So I'm here for that, and that's nice. For my international swimmers, there is a virtual tour that they can do on the website, and they can see the same, but in the computer. I also do a lot of video calls and you know, WhatsApp calls with them. That way we can have that relationship and they can learn about the school through me or the other swimmers. That's really nice.
What is it like as a head coach to see those prospective student athletes fall in love with the facility and fall in love with the swimming pool?
It's so nice. Of course, at the start, you see them, they're a little nervous to be here to ask questions, but it's just like my team make them feel welcome. I have a great group of swimmers that they come and say hi, and you know, they take at least few minutes of their day to come and welcome everyone, because they know that's gonna be their team at some point. So they also want to meet them and they also want to learn from them. And I think for me, it's nice when I see them liking everything, and when they are starting asking questions, and you know, when they ask questions, they learn more, and so from there they can see if they like it or not. When they leave from this facility, from the pool, and they're like, we love it, you know, I can't wait to come back, or I can't wait to talk to you again. That's when it makes me feel really nice, like, okay, you know, I'm doing good, they are doing good, they like it. So yeah.
As a head coach, what is it like to see those freshmen put on that swim cap for the first time and your seniors put it on for the last time?
So it's exciting. I think I always put myself on their shoes in every situation. Is the best thing for being empathic with them and you know, feel that emotions. When you get their equipment, you get their caps, or you get like their uniforms, they all get excited. And so I try to, you know, jump in that excitement with them and, you know, be happy and positive about it. A lot of them like to take pictures and like, you know, I got my swim cap. The first race is something that I think nobody forgets in college. Your first race is like, okay, I'm part of this team. Like, this is my commitment. This is my family. And for my seniors, is usually it's in conference, and you can see how all the emotions are coming through them. Like, they are like, okay, I made it, but at the same time, oh my God, it's my last time. And you just need to be there for them and happy and excited, but at the same time, for us, it's hard to see people go because they just become your family. And you know, it's like you seeing your brother living somewhere else, or your kids, or something. But yeah, it's just being there for them and share those emotions and feelings with them.
As a head coach, what is it like seeing your seniors go on and achieve great things after swimming or even going internationally to compete?
Well, that's a great question. It's just a rewarded feeling that you just need to be so happy for every single step that everyone does. I guess everyone's path is different. Some people go to grad school, some other people want to coach, some other people just go again and swim in their countries. It just every single person is so different, and you just need to keep track on that. I have a lot of relationship with my past swimmers in other schools that they go out and they keep competing, or they go to get a job, and it's just like nice to see how their life goes on and how much they have grown. And sometimes you get calls or emails or phone calls or texts, whatever, saying like, oh look what I just did, I just wanted to let you know. And you just need to get happy. I am so proud of every single one of the people I have coached in every school, because they have been part of my learning process, and I think I have been part of their learning process.
What is it like as a head coach seeing your swimmers go on and go into college coaching just like you have?
Sorry?
What has it been like to see your seniors go on to college coaching just like you have?
Well, it's funny. A lot of them ask for tips. I have had few that go into like high school coaching or club coach, and it's nice to know they like it, and that now they're in your shoes and they know all the responsibilities and things you have to do. Sometimes from the swimmers' perspective, they cannot see everything that we do as coaches. Maybe they just see us in the pool, they go back and forward, go, but they don't see the whole office work, they don't see the whole management work. You recruit, you talk, you are in meetings all the time, you have to, everything. Like you are doing so many things behind the scenes that's very funny when they are back in that position and they're, oh, I didn't know you did this, and like, how do you do this? And the same that I have mentors, I think I can help other people to work through that, and we can work through that together. So yeah.
What are some of your future plans for the swimming program moving forward?
Well, I have so many goals, and I'm a very optimistic person. I love to put a lot of I dream a lot. So I have goals for short term, long term, but my main thing right now is to build that culture, to build that foundation that we can start growing from there. Having that team that is passionate and determined, and they know how to communicate what they're feeling, knowing that they are going to help each other, not just in the water, but outside the water, in the classrooms, in the cafeteria, when they're sick. When they get to that team culture, I think we can do anything.
What advice would you give those high school athletes looking to get into college swimming?
Just to keep working hard. I think when we are swimmers and we are little, we just think about like, we need to be fast, we need to swim max, but you are coming to college, you need to work through all your academics as well. I think I can speak for most of the coaches. We look for people that are good in the classroom too. We want to get good students. So I think that discipline and that time management that they need to work through, that should be starting from high school. So if you're a high school swimmer, work on that, work on your time management, on your skills, because in college you're going to be independent and you are need to work through that academics and athletics at the same time. Plus you are not going to have anybody that tells you things to do, so you are your own kind of boss. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing, time management.
What advice would you give those freshmen that are entering their first year of college swimming?
Well, that they're doing great, because when you are a freshman, sometimes you struggle, sometimes you don't. There is different cases, but I know being a swimmer and a college student is really hard. Swimming is a sport that you wake up 6 a.m., even earlier, swim, go to class, swim again, eat, do homework, and every single day the same. So I think, yeah, just to keep working through. The first year might be the hardest because you are getting used to it. Yeah, it's just like time to get used to that. For the internationals that don't speak English as well as everyone else, that was my situation. I was not really good in my English when I arrived to America. I know it's really hard. It's a struggle to keep track of everything, and you are learning so many things at the same time. So it's possible. If I did it, I think everyone can do it. And it's just working hard and believing in yourself, and knowing that your family is going to be proud from you, and your coach is always going to be proud of you no matter what. Yeah.
What advice would you give those collegiate swimmers that are looking to go nationally and represent, whether it's US, a different country, and go one day to the Olympics?
Well, I think that's the goal for every swimmer, to be an Olympic swimmer. That was my goal when I was little, and I have heard almost every one of my swimmers to think that. But never stop dreaming, because everything is possible if you work through that. If your goal is to be national team, work hard for that. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, whenever you are feeling down and you are feeling tired, or you're feeling like you don't want to go to swim, think about that goal. And as soon as you know about that goal, you're gonna go no matter what. So just have that in mind. Something that I really always talk to some of my swimmers is, like, write your goals really big and put it on top of your bed. That way you can read that goal every single day. And that makes you wake up and knowing what are you waking up for. Because if you know what you're going for, you wake up with emotion, you wake up with energy. And every time you go to bed, you say, okay, I did this for my goal. I worked for this today. I did great. And kind of like be happy of every single little milestone, because the more little ones that you get together, they become a big one. And especially if it is representing a country, that's a big responsibility and an honor that you need to have. Communicate with your coaches, because every time you're a coach, you don't know what your swimmer really wants. I have my own goals for my swimmers, but I ask them what is their goal in their swimming life. That way I can also help them. I have my swimmers that they want to be in Olympics. I also have my swimmers that they want to be in a final in conference. I have my swimmers that want to do an open water race. Everyone is different. And I think as coaches, we just need to help as much as we can to accomplish those dreams and accomplish those goals for them, and give them the tools to go to that, and to work for that.
What advice would you give those swimmers that are looking to get into college coaching after their collegiate career?
I would say, well, you need to be very open-minded to learn. Sometimes as swimmers, we think we know everything, and we know everything in swimming, but coaching is another word. And so we need to keep in mind that there is other people that learn and teach us way more. And it's just nice starting from, I don't know, summer league or high school coaching, or maybe being a GA or an assistant coach at another school. That helps a lot to learn from other people. There is coaches that have been in these positions 50 years, 40 years, and you cannot compare yourself to those coaches. So just learn from them and ask questions every time you don't know something. I think my biggest thing is I ask all the time questions, and that's how I learn, because things are changing swimming all the time, and it's good to know and learn. And there is classes online that you can go for. There is conventions. There is there's so many tools that you can use to be that good coach, and always be proud of what you're doing, and taking all these decisions that take your team or anyone to that success.
What advice would you give those assistant coaches looking to get started and then one day become head coaches?
That's funny. I'm just 1 year head coach, and me giving this advice. So I will say, just be confident with what you are doing. Kind of go out of your comfortable zone, because sometimes when you're an assistant or something, you just follow what they tell you to do, and you just know what you have to do because of the expectations. When you get to the head coaching position, you need to take the decisions yourself. You need to acknowledge that responsibility, and if you make a decision, you need to face the responsibilities of that. So just be very, very confident, and so I would say that having a mentor is the biggest thing being in a head coach. Getting a community of coaches. ask like maybe your conference coaches to, questions, and they are gonna be there for you. In my conference, there is a bunch of coaches that help me and text me sometimes, are you okay? Do you need any help? And that's the best thing that you can build that connection and relationships.
What advice would you give those head coaches looking to build their own program and build their own legacy?
Well, I would say just to put your best experiences when you were a swimmer or a coach in other school, because if you enjoy it, maybe they're gonna enjoy it too. So try to always put your positive experiences and situations, and have your swimmers experience the same. And if you have anything that you didn't like it and you think it was better to in another way, do it. Maybe put your personal signature in that team. I guess that's what I'm attempting to do. I put the best experience I had in Emmanuel and the best things I have in Carson Newman, the best things I have as a Colombian swimmer. I always bring it here in Mars Hill, and I think that has helped so much, just for me to also have a structure in my team. But also I bring my own ideas, and sometimes we learn together, and we make mistakes together, but we do it as a team, and that's the biggest thing.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you on social media along with Marshall Hill's swimming program at?
So my personal Instagram is at Sanaduga, SANADUGA. And the swim Instagram is at MHU Swim, MHUSWIM. But yeah, you can go to our MHU Lions to see all athletics, and we post a lot in our swim Instagram. We try to keep everyone together. I have a bunch of my girls of my team that love to make videos and pictures, and yeah, I have everyone in communication, especially my international parents that they want to see what is going on. But yeah, just make sure you follow us.
Thank you again, Coach Sara, for your interview, and best of luck in your future as the head swimming coach at Mars Hill.
Thank you so much for having me.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again for your interview, and best of luck in your future.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.